So really feeling yesterday's gym session. It wasn't very long, but because I'm coming back into it now after some time off, it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be complicated. Even if I just do a little bit, I know that the next day and 2 days later I'm going to be a little bit sore. But the gym sessions, I've been consistent now for about 2 or 3 weeks. I've just been going in, doing like 3 or 4 functional movements and then going out. But at the minute it's just about going through movements and motion. I'm not really lifting anything like super heavy, but to be honest, that will be the goal. I spoke about why I like to do hill climbs this time of year, particularly in the UK, because the short durations really lend themselves to, PBs, personal bests, because I spent the whole year doing, nothing but sort of endurance, aerobic capacity focused events, races, challenges. It's always been a good time, like perfect timing to, taper off and sharpen up. This morning I'm heading out to a hill climb course that's been used by the cycling club I joined when I first started cycling in 2008, 2009. I've got the course record on there and I think it's like 3.5 minutes. The curious thing about this course is it's exactly the same, pretty much, as the British Hill Climb Championship course at Dipton Mill Road. But the reason why I'm going there today is not to do the full climb. I'm going to go there and do a 2-minute max effort, which, to be honest, I wouldn't normally do. In fact, I would never do. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. Because recently I did a 1-minute effort because I was interested to see how the gym work was going, how I was feeling. I was a little bit fresher. I had a little bit of a break at the end of July. And then I thought, I'm just going to give it a stab. Like, don't care the result. Let's just do it. And I was pretty surprised the result. It was about 630 watts for nearly a minute, which is not my best, but it's up there with, the top 10 of my best. But let's have a go at a 2-minute. So there's no real science behind this. There's no real, potentially I could gather some information from my training sessions, but just moreover, I want to give it a stab and see what I can manage. So I'll go out the gate as hard as I can and then try and basically hang on. But power's no doubt going to drop off because that's the idea if I want to go max for 2 minutes. So I've got 2 gels that I'm going to take now before I go, because the ride over to this climb is going to be 45 minutes. So if I take these now, 60 grams of carbs, beta-alanine, bicarb. It's actually the first time in my life I've done bicarb. That sounds bad. Because it's my first time trying it, I'm unsure as to the science says that it can work for some people. Sometimes it doesn't work for other people. Don't worry, I've only taken a small dose. I've not just chugged the full dose on my very first attempt, so you don't have to pray for me. Nearly there, just a couple of minutes now we'll be at the climb. Got some nerves. Always the short, maximum ones that really get me in the feels, and the longer ones never really get nervous for at all, because I know I've got time to get into them, and short ones just painful, no getting away from it.
Oh, what a place to stop. This used to be a bus stop, I think, so I'll just wait for the bus. It's quite a busy road, so I wanted to just pull over and stop. There's no way I could have. It's like 13%. I can't keep rolling. I'll be going across the road. Proper YouTube style. I had to ride off and then come back for it. Oh, that was such a good effort. A handful of seconds, I made sure I went over 2 minutes because sometimes I come up short and I don't want to cheat myself for that. I was absolutely cooked there, you know, like, it's funny, you know, the climb doesn't seem steep because it gradually ramps, but this section I stood on here, it's easily nearly 15%, but it's under the trees, it messes with GPS. But just at that corner, you just go around the corner where that car is now, and like that's the top, so like maybe another minute from where we finished. I think it's at that power I'm well up on my course record, which is about 480 watts for 3.5 minutes. But obviously I was emptying the tank just to there. I could have kept going, but probably would have taken me like another 4 minutes just to do that last bit. So I left my saddlebag and my bottle up at the top of the climb here, because I always find when I'm doing an effort like that one and I'm swinging the bike around a lot and things like that, I actually do notice the difference between, you know, having an unloaded bike and a bike that just has like an extra 500 grams kilo on it. I guess it's same thing with like people who do off-road riding, touring, and they're carrying, you know, panniers and stuff, although that's a different level entirely. But talking of weight, it's been gradually coming down ever so slightly the last week. I've lost like 0.3 of a kilo, give or take, in about a week, which has been slow and steady and perfect, really. And the only thing that I've changed is upping my protein intake. I mentioned on Instagram that that's one of the first things I do when I get back on track, is protein intake goes up, and generally fat actually either stays the same or comes down. But if it stays the same, it's because I'm getting my fat sources from more natural sources, rather than, you know, well, you know, processed food essentially. So that's the other thing, you know, when I make that switch, it's mindful eating. It's not obsessive eating, it's mindful eating. So I know that, you know, I'm not going to eat as many processed foods, foods with lots of ingredients in. I try to minimize, but not eliminate, you know, that's the key thing. So those small changes, the weight coming down a little bit, is really good signs. And obviously, you know, the power there and the effort there was bang on. But 62.8 I think it was this morning, and I think around about June, July mark, when I was doing Von 2 Gran Fondo, I was about 61 to 62. So because of the illness in July and some time off and stuff, it's obviously gone up, and obviously my eating patterns have changed and stuff, and the food that I've eaten has changed. So getting back to it is that's what I mean. I'm all for giving you more context as to what I mean by that. So what I'll do now is I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, not making any drastic changes, but protein intake is going to be around 2 grams per kilogram of body weight at the minute, so it's about 120 to 130 grams, and not do anything else until the weight plateaus for, like, you know, longer than a couple of days to a week, and then I know then there's time to change something else. So yeah, as far as things are going now, I would say quite well. So yeah,